What the heck is going on, guys? Sports Snippets, Dennis Sullivan here on Saturday, an early Saturday, getting a quick video in here for you guys to talk about and to discuss the playoff situation in the AFC, which is very interesting. NFC is interesting too, but there's just a little bit more going on right now in the AFC. I want to touch on a few things, discuss a few topics with you. If you do like the content of this particular video, you know what to do. Go ahead, hit that thumbs up. That would be completely awesome. And feel free to subscribe to my channel, Sports Snippets with Dennis Sullivan. So let's get started, guys. I want to talk to you about first I want to talk about the big picture, the way I see the AFC working out here as we head into the final week of the season, weekend of the season. And then, of course, with the playoffs starting on the weekend of the 15th of January. So the way it looks, guys, I mean, you have 5 of the 7 teams that will be making the playoffs in the AFC have already clinched playoff spots. And that, of course, is Titans, Kansas City Chiefs, Cincinnati Bengals, Buffalo Bills, and New England Patriots. 2 spots are left. In all likelihood, it will be the Colts. And then your pick of either the Raiders or Chargers, which I will get into in just a few moments from now. I want to get into those last 2 spots, a little bit more specifics on that. But when it comes to the AFC, guys, really, the way I see it, this is really a 2-team conference. This is just my opinion, what I've seen throughout the season. There are 2 teams that are just right now a notch, shall we say, or a level ahead of everyone else, and that is the Tennessee Titans, who will clinch the number 1 seed, by the way, with a victory over the Houston Texans on the road, and they will clinch home field advantage with a victory on Sunday the 9th. And then the second team, of course, will be the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm looking at pretty much, I mean, there's a number of things that could happen. But I would be a little bit surprised if we don't see a Titans-Chiefs AFC Championship game. And I'll tell you what, that would be very interesting to me as a football fan. It really would. And the reason why that would be interesting is when you look at the Chiefs and then you look at the Titans, the Tennessee Titans, these are 2 completely different teams. 2 completely different teams in style. By the way, the Chiefs, if the Chiefs were to make the Super Bowl again, they would become only the 4th team in NFL history to appear in 3 straight Super Bowls. Let me repeat that. The Chiefs would become only the 4th team in NFL history to appear in 4 straight Super Bowls. The Buffalo Bills of the early 90s, who lost 4 straight Super Bowls. By the way, guys, if you're in your 20s watching this video, or even 30s, or a young adult, shall we say, chances of you seeing a team go to 4 straight Super Bowls and losing 4 straight Super Bowls are not very good. Okay, I just want to throw that in there. Even if you live till you're 100, and I hope that you do. Which happened with the Bills from 1990 to 93. Then the Dolphins appeared in 3 straight Super Bowls in the early 70s. The New England Patriots from 2016 to 2018. So that's very significant. Then, of course, you have the Titans, who appeared in the AFC Championship against those same Kansas City Chiefs 2 years ago. So this would be, if this were to play out, this would be a rematch, so to speak. Yes, it would be a rematch of January of 2020. So, would that be an interesting game? I think it definitely would be an interesting game because you have 2 completely different styles. You have the wide open Chiefs. We're looking for matchups. We're going to spread you out over the field. We're going to run Kelsey down the middle. We got Tyreek Hill here on the sidelines. He's doing his thing. He's doing his out patterns. They're just going to spread you out, look for matchups. They're going to throw to the running backs. And then you got the Tennessee Titans, who are completely different. This team is built on the run. They're going to run the football straight up the gut. They're going to go off tackle. Blue-collar team. Derrick Henry's out. Okay. That was a huge loss. They keep winning games. Donta Foreman is very capable. Very impressed with him. And this is just a blue-collar approach. The Titans, it's like I can kind of see it now. You got like the factory in the background. They kind of remind me of like the old school, almost like a really good high school team when you watch them play. Think about that for a minute. You got Tannehill with his play action, throwing it over the middle. Tannehill's not going to win you any fantasy football championships. Okay, like he kind of used to when he was younger, when he used to put up pretty good stats. I don't know if he won teams fantasy football championships, but I'm guessing when Tannehill came to the Titans from the Dolphins, the conversation went something like this, guys. The conversation went something like this. We really appreciate what you did with the Dolphins, Ryan. We really do, and we respect that, and we saw you really produce some good results there, and your team made the playoffs that one year. However, we're really not looking for 27 for 45 anymore, 310 yards. We're not looking for that type of output anymore. We're more looking for like 16 for 23. 190 to 210 yards, and we're good. We're good with 200 yards. We're more than fine with that. No big deal there. We're gonna run the ball a lot. We're gonna set up your passes with the run. That's our style. We're the Tennessee Titans. That's what we do. Okay, so that's really kind of how I'm picturing it going for Ryan Tannehill, who's playing pretty good, guys. Could the Tennessee Titans go to the Super Bowl? They could. They could. It's going to be tough, though, because you got the Chiefs. Now, let's just touch on, and Coach Vrabel should definitely be getting Coach of the Year. If he doesn't get Coach of the Year, they shouldn't have a Coach of the Year award, because he should, in my opinion, with all due respect to the other coaches, there's some other really good candidates. He should get Coach of the Year, in my opinion. Now, as we go into last segment of this video, as we go into the final weekend of the season coming up here, January 8th and 9th, we have two games late Saturday, one of which is of importance, Kansas City at Denver. So Kansas City needs that win because they still have an outside chance at the 1 seed with a Tennessee loss. Tennessee wins, though, they get the 1 seed. They're at Houston Sunday, 1 p.m. A lot of this, when it comes to seeds 6 and 7, the final 2 seeds of AFC, is going to be based on that Indianapolis Colts game in Jacksonville against the Jaguars. Okay, here's the situation on that. Colts win, they're in. So Colts beat the Jaguars, which is the likely scenario. They're in the playoffs. Then the last spot will go to the winner of that Charger. So the LA Chargers at Las Vegas Raiders Sunday Night Football game. In all likelihood, that's going to happen. Okay, that the chances are good of the Colts beating the Jaguars, which would eliminate the Ravens and the Steelers, unfortunately. And then setting up Sunday Night Football for that last spot, which would, of course, be very interesting. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders win that game, guys. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't. I would not be surprised if the Raiders win that game. Chargers, to me, are a decent team. This is not really a fantastic team at all. That just happened to have a really good young quarterback that I think covers up a lot of things and makes up for a lot of things in Justin Herbert. But the Chargers, they're not a great team, guys. From top to bottom, they're really not. They have Justin Herbert, though, which now pushes them into kind of like that next category of sleeper type team. The Colts, who I will be shocked if the Colts don't beat the Jaguars. I will be absolutely shocked if the Colts do not beat the Jaguars. Are your sleeper team in the AFC, in my opinion. Because you got Jonathan Taylor. You notice how a lot of this stuff now, if you have a big running back, it's kind of almost come full circle. You have a good running game now, top running back, which Jonathan Taylor absolutely is. You can make a run, AFC or NFC. You can make a run in the playoffs. The Colts are very interesting. I thought they were interesting last year too. And they need to be watched. If you're just a regular fan, if you're a fan like me where your team's been eliminated, I follow the Dolphins, we're done. Keep an eye on the Colts, football fans. But I'm telling you right now, if it's not, I'm surprised. The two things that would surprise me is if the Colts lost. I think a lot of us would be surprised at that. I see them winning, and then it's going to be Sunday night, winner take all to go into the playoffs. And the AFC Championship, when all is said and done, will be the Chiefs and the Titans. A lot of people are going to say, well, yeah, but if it's not, I could see maybe Buffalo sneaking in, or maybe Cincinnati, or maybe New England. I don't really quite see that. Because I don't think either of those teams are as good. And as a matter of fact, I would give the Colts, believe it or not, as good of a chance as Cincinnati, Buffalo, New England pulling an upset. But when all's said and done, guys, that's how I see it. And I'm gonna end this video by setting this one up for you mentally. All right, it's the end of January because I believe, let's see, next weekend would be the wild card round and the divisional round, right? So it'll be somewhere around January 30th, if I'm not mistaken. Championship Sunday, AFC, NFC. Here we go. It's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs going into Tennessee to take on Ryan Tannehill, Coach Vrabel, Derrick Henry, Donta Foreman, and sort of an underrated wide receiving core that just kind of plays their role and makes big plays every now and then for the AFC Championship. I think that would be a very interesting game. I'd like to hear what you think about that. Go ahead, leave me a comment, guys. I will talk to you soon. And may the best teams win. Bye for now.